Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday, the 6th of April. In today's Millwall news, we start off with this, which has annoyed many Millwall fans. Millwall's trip to Blackpool has been rescheduled. This is from millfc.co.uk. Millwall's Sky Bet Championship trip to Blackpool will now take place on Friday, the 28th of April. Kick off at 8 p.m. Yes, that is right. The game has been moved to Friday night, and that's kind of annoying because they'd have moved it Saturday morning, Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, like 5:30, it wouldn't have been that bad. But Friday night, and a lot of Millwall fans not happy with that at all. The match against the Tangerines, which was originally scheduled for the following day at 3 p.m., has been selected for live coverage on Sky Sports. The club is conscious that many supporters will have already arranged appropriate travel and accommodation and apologises for any inconvenience caused by the rescheduling. Full ticket information will be announced as soon as possible, but the club can confirm that the first 1,000 supporters who purchase the ticket will receive a £20 travel compensation credit added to their Millwall profile account. The credit will become active once all tickets are sold and can be redeemed against any future ticket, season ticket, membership or coach purchase. But please note that you must have a Millwall profile to qualify. So obviously Millwall being paid by Sky some amount of money, and it seems they're just taking some of that and then moving on. So £20,000, if they're giving £1,000 supporters £20, do the math. £20,000 they're spending of effectively their money because they're getting it from Sky, and they're giving it to the fans in increments of £20. So it's something. They don't have to do that. The EFL actually publish. They do a list of the cut-off dates for selecting of Sky TV games, and that's been up for some time, and they keep updating it as the games go along. So someone at Millwall could have put that out to all the fans and told them, look, don't make any plans until this date for these games, because this could change until this date, and after this date it's going to be fixed, and we'll be all right. Now, this is obviously not good for the Millwall fans who wanted to go to this game. They're going to have to take like Friday off or work or whatever, travel all the way up there. It's going to be a right hole to do if they still want to do that. Or on the other hand, it will be live on Sky now, so there is that. It's a trade-off. But Sky may have helped us. Well, what are you talking about? How? How may Sky have helped us? Do you know which game they've moved to the Monday? They have moved Blackburn versus Luton. And they've moved that to the Monday. Which, if Blackburn are the team in 6th or 7th fighting for that last playoff place, if they're in our competition and they're still in it, they're going to have less time to recover until when we play them. I think it's Monday the 1st of May. They're playing now. It's because that's bank holiday day. It will be kicking off at 5:30. It's not a nighttime game, and they are at home anyway. So it's not like they have to travel. But if we're playing on Friday, we've got 2 extra days to recover than them. They've got to play on Monday. I guess if they give all football clubs generally give the players off the day after, so they'll have the day off Tuesday. Then they've got from Wednesday until Saturday when we play them to sort themselves out. So the way the Sky have picked the games could be good for us. Now, also, as well as tickets for the match will be sold using the loyalty point system, which they haven't announced yet, but you know how it goes. Now, before the trip to Blackpool, Gary Rowett's side travelled to the DW Stadium to take on Wigan Athletic on Saturday the 22nd of April, kick-off 3 p.m. The club has made the decision to subsidise coach travel for Lion supporters, meaning that tickets on official coaches will cost just £1. Yes. Coach travel, official coach travel, which I'm not a big fan of because it's boring as fuck, and they make you get there early and they drop you off as late as they can right at the ground. No time for a little drinky poos unless you drink in the stadium, which, to be fair, if it's a northern one, might not be that bad. They'll sell beer for like £5, and all the locals were £5 for a pint of lager, and all the Londoners, all the Mill fans, oh, £5 for a pint of lager, fantastic, what a bargain. I usually pay £7 in that there London. So the club, it looks like Millwall have taken the money they've got from Sky for this putting Blackpool game on TV and taking £20,000 of it to give to 1,000 supporters who bought buying tickets to go to Blackpool, and then they're using some more of it to pay for the rest of. So what would that be? Generally, tickets for coach travel, I think they've been like around about £30. So they're paying £29 of that, or whatever. So there you go. Obviously, that they want the fans there. I went to Wigan once. It wasn't that bad. There was a crowd of 96 Millwall fans. It wasn't that bad actually. Not that bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than 96 if you only have to pay £1 for a coach to get up there. So yeah, there you go. Although there probably is a limit on that. I doubt they're going to like have 10, 20 coaches laid on. It'll just be the normal amount of coaches, and it's literally like first come first serve. Get in there, get the £1 coaches, and you're all good. So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. Now you know that. Now moving on to this from southernnews.co.uk. Gary Rowett and George Saville call for fans to pack the Den for playoff run. The Lions are expecting to record their third sellout as promotion rivals Luton Town travel to South Bermondsey tomorrow. Gary Rowett has called on Mill fans to fill the Den for their final 7 championship fixtures. That sentence doesn't make sense because our final 7 championship fixtures aren't at the Den. Well, you know what I mean. The Lions have 4 home games left for the end of the season, facing Luton Town, Preston North End, Birmingham City, and Blackburn Rovers. Friday's match against the Hatters expected to take place in front of a passive crowd, despite the earlier kick-off time of 12:30 p.m. The fact that it will be shown live on Sky Sports. A win could extend the hosts' advantage on the chasing pack heading into their trip to Hull City on Easter Monday. Mill have already had 2 sellout fixtures in SC16 this season, drawing Sunderland 1-1 in front of 18,524 fans February the 4th before losing 3-2 to Norwich City in front of 18,785 supporters a month later. The latter was their highest attendance since moving to the Den in 1993. I think that's just in the league though, isn't it? Pretty sure it was. I think, was it one of the cup games against either Arsenal or Chelsea had more? And it was a 0-0 as well. I'm not too sure about that. I think that's right. With Rowett's been closing on their highest league finish in more than 20 years, the manager is keen to get everyone on board to help them achieve their goal, highlighting how important a big atmosphere will be for his players. The fans will be crucial, he told me. We've seen that with the away following and the way the fans have got behind us with the 2 biggest attendances at the Den for a long time. It's something that we're going to need to do, to continue to need to do until the end of the season. I think it's really, really important that we do. It's something that we need to get going to need, and it's something that helps the team. It doesn't guarantee the win. It just gives us that extra impetus when we need it. It's absolutely vital that we're trying to achieve. George Saville stressed how important the Millwall supporters have been to his side's performances so far this season. Having sold out their allocation for the 0-0 draw away to from last weekend, the midfielder is expecting the same again when they host Luton, and is hopeful that supporters will continue to flock to South Bermondsey to cheer the Lions over the line. With it being Easter weekend, I'm sure we don't have to worry about that this week, he said. Obviously, that's a big factor for us, like it was on Saturday. We had numbers there, which was good. The support is going. The support is important going into the hospital. So there you go. Well, ask and you shall receive. Feel the den hashtag. Mill versus Luton Town sold out. Important ticket office information. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Mill will take on Luton Town and Sky Bet Championship on Good Friday in front of a sold out den crowd. The Lions have issued following ticket advice to supporters attending SC16 to ensure that everyone is aware of which areas will house certain inquiries and to also ensure that all fans inside the stadium. Main ticket office. So, windows 1 to 10 will be Luton Town collections only. Window 11 will be genuine inquiries only. Coblow Lane ticket office. They are handling Hull City sales and collection, Bristol North End sales and collection, Bristol Birmingham City sales and collection, and Blackburn Rovers sales and collections. Yes, Blackburn Rovers tickets have gone on sale already. If you are a subscriber, you would know that because I made a video about that the other day. And you can also buy a 2023-24 season ticket at the Coldblow Lane ticket office on Friday tomorrow. Now, tickets for collection windows, they will be closed. So these are the windows that are on the offside of the reception, where it's a dedicated unit just for collection. Obviously, with no tickets to sell at the main ticket office, all of those windows except for one, number 11, will be for collect tickets for tomorrow's game. Ticket office will be open from 9:30 a.m. on Friday morning. Supporters are strongly advised to arrive early to collect their ticket and prevent lengthy queues before kick-off. So there you go. Now, moving on to this. So obviously the game for the UK viewers is on Sky. It's on the Sky channel it's on, but what that means is it's generally when the game's on Sky and the kickoff's been moved, it's going to be shown around the world, which means if you're an international subscriber to Millwall TV Plus and the match passes, the season ticket match passes, you probably won't be able to watch it live unless you're in certain countries, which obviously the club have generally said which countries you can watch the game by buying a match pass, which is good. For those of us with, not me of course, but you guys out there who have VPNs, and you can pay your money and watch from Bangladesh, Brunei, Burkina Faso, Christmas Island on Easter. You watch the Easter games on Christmas Island. Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, Gibraltar, Hungary. So yeah, I'm not going to read them all out, but you know what it is. If you live in any of these countries and want to watch the game, you can. And if you're looking for a VPN, you need to use one of these countries. Because, moving on to liveonsat.com, these are the channels that will be showing it around the world. Do you recognize any of these? Arena Premium 1, Arena Sport 1, that's from in Croatia, Arena Sport 1 Serbia, being France, being in MENA, which is Middle East and North Africa, DAZN in Deutsch, so but that's Pay GOR, that's geo-locked, Dima Sport 2, I don't know, no idea what it is. Premier Sport in Slovakia, Setanta Sports in Belarus. Maybe the Russian Millwall fans can watch it on that. I don't know. Sky Sports Football. If you're looking for the UK, it's on Sky Sports Football. It's on Sky Sports Main Event and Sky Ultra 1 4K. So if you want it super sharp picture and you've got a 4K TV, you're in luck. It's on Sky Ultra. It's on V Sport in Norge, Suomi, and it's on Viaplay in Baltic, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, and Sweden. So there you go. There are your options if you're around the world and watch the game. Now, moving on to this. Will you be watching in tomorrow's game. What players are available and who is injured? So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall attacker not expected to feature in their squad for Luton Town fixture. Mason Bennett is set to miss Mill's championship game against Luton Town tomorrow after picking up a minor knock in his return match. The former Derby County attacker was one of a host of first teams in action clubs under 21s on Monday against Burnley. Bennett, 26, has been out since the 1-1 draw at home to Sunderland on February the 4th after suffering ankle ligament damage. Billy Mitchell, Tyler Berry and Sean Hutchinson all featured in the fixture, with Lions boss Gary keen to get match sharpness into some of his squad ahead of the championship run-in. Berry scored the only goal of the contest. Hutchinson looks set to come back into the side for the visit of Leeds, with Charlie Cresswell suffering a fractured cheekbone at West Bromwich Albion last weekend. Scott Malone, George Evans and Bartosz Białkowski also played in the development match. They are available, Rowett told the South London Press. It will be the same old debate: are they fit enough to impact the team or the bench? Or do we want 2 or 3 of them on the bench, or do we want 1 of them on the bench? These are all the things that go into the melting pot of a decision. It's great to have them back, and it's great to have them available. Now we have to use them effectively in order to make the best possible decisions. Benno took a typical Benno-style accident. He was trying to score. He's had a tackle against him. He's gone flying into the post. He's just caught his thigh against the post. It looked quite nasty at the time. It was around the time he was about to come off anyway. We had to bring him off as a precaution. I think his quad stiffened up a little bit. I'm hoping it's not too serious, but it could be serious enough to stop him coming into consideration. So there you go. Let's go out talking about Mason Bennett. Yeah, it looked like it was his ribs. I didn't realise thigh. So there you go. That's not good when you smash your thigh into a bit of metal. So there you go. Mason Bennett injured again, which is a shame because he looked quite sharp in that game. He was doing all right, and he seems a good lad and puts a lot of effort in. He's like incredibly unlucky. His body breaking plans. Now moving on to this shower of shite. Now, 11v11.com is the historical record of games between Millwall and Luton. And I don't know what they've done to their site, but they've changed. If you watch previous videos, you would see that I'm able to click on where it says match, and it will sort them alphabetically. Well, I don't know if they've changed it or it's broken, but that's not happening. So I've had to do Control F, the word Millwall, and you can see now when it's on the left, that's a home game. When it's on the right, it's an away game, which is going to make it kind of annoying and awkward. And you can see the first game against Millwall and Luton is actually pre the old Den. That was in 1903, so probably would have still been on the island then. That was in the FA Cup and won 3-0. First game in the league, that would have been at the Den, was a 0-0 draw. That one there. And then the next 2 actually were draws. So we didn't beat them in the league at the Den until about 6 or 7 games in, or 6 games in until 1925. In December, well, it would seem to be worth the wait because it's a 7-0 win. 7-0, our first win against them in the league after about 6 games of trying. It was a 7-0 win. And then, wouldn't you believe it, the next time we played them at home, Deja Vu, also in December, the year later, 1996, was a 7-0 win. Oh my god. So we go down, we win. The first defeat, obviously in 1923, we lost 1-0. Then we go down in 1934, we lose 4-1. Another 0-0 draw. Is that an omen? There's quite a few draws, 0-0 draws as well. Then we lose 2-0, 1936, 1938, and then it's like a row of wins here in the 1940s, 46, 47, 48. Hold on, that was an away game. So this is really annoying me. So 46 and 47 were home games. And then we didn't play them at home again from 1947 till 1963 on Boxing Day, and we won 3-0. And then we played them in 1969 at home in the League Cup. We lost that one. And then the next loss was in 1973. That was a 1-0 defeat. The next, we have to go all the way down. So it's the game we don't genuinely lose at home. Every now and then we might, but recently not so much. In the 80s, we're winning at home. We go down 1996, December 1996. We lose 1-0. And in 1997, again in December, well, we always play them in December. I guess they're kind of a local team to us. So if there's no other closer teams, we generally we ask them to play during Christmas, because we were supposed to play them in December this year as well, but they postponed it because of their shit pitch. Yeah, and again 1999. So see, 8th of May. That probably that would have been maybe the last game of the season. We lost 1-0. And then you can see we win 1-0, we win 1-0, we win 2-1, we draw 0-0, another 0-0 draw. That might be something to look for. Another 0-0 draw, and then we won 3-1 in 2020. We won 2-0, but last time out we did lose 2-0. But again, as we've seen, as I've shown you, we lose very rarely to them. So the fact that we just lost to them suggests that we're probably not going to lose again. Have we lost 2 in a row? Yeah, in the 1990s. Obviously, we weren't doing too well then. I think it was just post administration. 1997, 1999. We lost 2 games back to back. That was it, I think, for back to back home defeats to Luton. Yeah, I think so. So that was the worst it's ever been. It was just after we went bust in the late 90s. So that kind of suggests that we won't lose again, because we've just lost the last home game to them in October. Well, maybe we could still lose to them. It's not impossible, but I'm just showing you the results over the years, and one that stands out is a 0-0. Quite a lot of 0-0s out of 10 against them. More than normal, but 2 7-0s. I would love a 7-0 tomorrow. That would be absolutely amazing. They don't really happen anymore, do they? I think in order for us to win 7-0, I think they'll have to have their goalie sent off, and then maybe another player sent off. Even then, they'll just shut up shop. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, there you go. Now, moving on to this from whoscored.com. So, if we can just scroll down. If we look on the right and see where it says match facts, there have been under 2.5 goals scored in 12 of Luton's last 13 games. What does that mean? Under 2.5. Under 2.5. So there's not less than 3. Under 2.5. 1-1, 1-0, either way. That's 1. 1-0 either way is 1. 1-1 is 2. 2-1 would be 3. So very few goals in Luton's games. It seems their defence is kind of locked up, which when we move on to the next match fact, Luton have kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 7 matches. Are we looking at another 0-0 draw? Millwall are undefeated in 11 of their last 12 matches against Luton in all competition. So that would suggest it as well. The last 6 games of Millwall versus Luton, we've won 4, we've drawn 1, we've lost 1. We've scored 8 goals, they've scored 4. 6 yellow cards for us, 5 for them. You can see we've kept 3 clean sheets and they've kept 2. And one of those games was a 0-0 in 2008. So if we scroll down past that, here's the table. We are 5th, they are 4th. There is a 6-point gap, which between 5th and 4th is quite a large gap. They've only lost 8 games, but they have drawn 13. Again, are we looking at another draw? Everything seems to be pointing at a draw for me. I don't know about you. They've scored 48. We've scored 40. Again, the better defence. They've conceded only 35. We've conceded 40. Now, if we go by home, we're 6 in home form. We've won 10, drawn 5, lost 4. Home form recently been a bit rocky. So 29 goals scored, 17 conceded, and you can see, obviously last time out we lost to Huddersfield. Before that it was a win against Swansea, but before that it was a defeat to Norwich. So, and we haven't kept a clean sheet in quite a while at home. It doesn't look like. When was the last time we kept a clean sheet? Well, we'll find that out. Now, how is Luton's away form? I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite good. Yeah, they're third. So they're basically, so you see where it says 10-5-4 wins, 10-5-4. You've got 2 teams. They're as good as us. They're as good away as we are at home. The same amount of points and the same ratio: 10 wins, 5 draws, 4 defeats. Exactly the same. Although they've scored 22 away goals and only conceded 16, whereas we score more goals at home. So it definitely looks like they're going to defend first and then build from there. As you can see, if we go down and look, well, let's look at the form first. Let's look at the form. How this is over the whole season, obviously. How are they right now? Ah, shit. Okay, they are top of the form table in the last 6 games. They won 4, drawn 2, and lost 0. Well. Hang on. If they haven't lost in the last 6 games, I think they're due to lose, no? Stands to reason, but they've only conceded 3 goals. But if you look underneath, oh, actually, they played Sheffield United and Sunderland, so, and Coventry. I was going to say, if they played shit teams, then maybe that might be a glimmer of hope for us. So, but in terms of Millwall's form, we are 13th, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Very much a mixed bag. 7 goals for, 7 goals against. If we go down to these the games, what they are, so you can see we haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 6 home games. Conceded 1 to Huddersfield, 1 to Swansea, a 3 to Norwich, 1 to Burnley, 2 to Sheffield United, and 1 to Sunderland. And we failed to score against Huddersfield because they parked the bus and made it very difficult. Though we've scored multiple against Sheffield United and Norwich and Swansea. Whereas if you look at Luton on the other hand, obviously one of those games is in the FA Cup, it's away at Grimsby. I think through that game made a lot of changes. Shit. But they got a bit of a helping hand next 2 games. Weirdly, the opposition had players sent off the Coventry game and Preston game, and they drew them 1-1. So they haven't scored more than 1 goal in their last 6 away games. They failed to score in 1, which was an FA Cup game, and they've only scored 1 in each of the 5 latest away league games. They kept a clean sheet against Birmingham and Sheffield United. So there you go. Here's the strengths and weaknesses for each team, interestingly. So they have a lot more strengths and they have a lot more weaknesses as well. Luton's style. So match forecast. Millwall will score from a direct free kick, very likely. Luton will score as a result of individual skill, very likely. Okay. Now moving on to the prediction. We're there. We're near the end. Near the end if you're trying to stay awake, listening to my voice as I ramble on. But Here we go. Obviously, we've got some players injured. That's quite a short injury list for them, only 3 players. Is that accurate? Let's skip past Frank Lampard. So prediction: Millwall couldn't find a way past Josh Griffiths last weekend as they played their role in a goalless draw against West Brom. The Lions have failed to win back-to-back league games, but Norwich's defeat means that they are now 4 points clear of 7th place with 7 to go. Luton limited arch rivals to Watford to just 2 attempts last weekend as the Hatters announced their arrival in the promotion battle. Rob Edwards is doing a phenomenal job with the Hatters, who are now unbeaten in 7th, just 6 points adrift from 2nd place Sheffield United. And they predict the score will be Millwall 1, Luton 2. Well, that would be an extreme anomaly, as what I've just shown you is Luton do not score 2 goals. Looks like they don't even try and score 2 goals. They are defence first, and especially away from home, they seem to be pretty good at it. So I doubt they'll be scoring 2 goals. I think this is one where the fans could have a big impact. I think you really need to make some noise, get in Luton's face, and get under their skin. Because obviously, if you're trying to defend it, you need to concentrate. You need to focus, and if they can be put off doing that by the Mill fans just making a little noise whenever they touch the ball, that would go a long way. So let's move on to skysports.com. David Prutton and his predictions. What do you think he's going to say? So here we go. We're at the top. We are, because we're on Sky, we are given the VIP treatment and put at the top. Mill versus Luton, live on Sky Sports Football at 12:30 p.m. That was a very strong point for Millwall at the West Brom. It just did enough to hold one of the sides trying to take their spot in the playoffs at arm's length for now. They start early on Good Friday, which is the chance to lay down a marker, but Luton are about as tough an opposition as it gets right now. The Hatters are flying and enjoyed a fantastic win against Watford last week for all kinds of reasons. This will be a close game, but you just cannot back against Rob Edwards and his side right now. And he predicts Millwall 0, Luton 1. So obviously he knows that's the game plan for Luton is to win 1-0. Typical, what would you call it, management style. George Graham kind of professional football manager. No flair, just all organisation, getting the job done. Look, our own form has been a bit shit. But having said that, the result against Huddersfield, they went out the game after and smashed Middlesbrough 4-2. So I think that means that Huddersfield are a bit something special now that they've got a decent manager. But I don't think we can really worry about that. I don't think Luton will park the bus as much as Huddersfield. I think they will come out and try a little bit because they do have some good players going forward. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I was kind of looking at a 0-0, but can we keep a clean sheet against the slot? Will we try to keep a clean sheet? Can we? Who's going to be in defence? Is Hutch actually going to play? Is he fit enough to play? I don't know. Do not know. Is this one where we need to play around with the formation? Will they try and man mark Zion Fleming out of the game? Lots to consider. Don't know. I just don't know. I think obviously the Sheffield United game was a morning kickoff. Didn't really bother us. We actually played very well in that game, although we did concede 2 goals. Remember, so and we did basically a bit of fragile brilliance, and he hasn't scored for a while, has he? So, and obviously everyone's saying, "Oh, this game's on Sky, so he's going to score a hat trick." I would love him to do that. Maybe in a 7-0 win, that would be good. But I don't know. I can't see. I think I wanted to say 0-0. Now I'm kind of wondering if it will be 1-0 like the guy here says. But I don't want to be that kind. I don't want to predict us to lose. Which we could lose to these and be fine. Obviously, we now have breathing space, but obviously, if we lose to them, the breathing space might be gone at the end of the day, because obviously we're playing first, and the other teams will know what they need to do. I think I'm going to go for 1-1. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 for Millwall. Going to win this 2-1. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.